Today we're going to discuss the basics of the immigrant visa known as the fiancé visa, or the K-1. Now, K-1s, or fiancé visas as they're more commonly known, are a way that a lot of individuals are able to get their intended spouse into the United States and get married. Eventually, of course, this leads to a green card when they file their adjustment of status petition. Now, there's a lot of complicated steps, and I'm not going to go into exactly how you get the K-1 visa. This is more intended to just give an overview of exactly what it is. One of the requirements of the fiancé visa is that the two people have met in person at least once within the last 2 years. That's one of the primary requirements. Otherwise, you have to show the normal things that you would expect, like the fact that you actually intend to get married and that you have, of course, met each other, and you'll provide the same type of information that you would provide if you were already married and trying to prove that your marriage was legitimate. In this case, you're going to have less of that type of information because presumably you probably haven't lived together. You may be living, hundreds of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but you may be living thousands of miles apart at this point. So you need to see things like Viber transcripts, chat logs, emails, actual letters, other things going, correspondence back and forth, indicating that you have some type of relationship. Now, once you actually go through the process and get the consulate, the fiancé that's abroad is issued the K-1 visa and comes to the United States. Now, once they get to the United States, the two parties have to get married within 90 days of the arrival in the United States. Once that happens, then they can file for their green card. Now, they can file for the green card pretty much whenever they want after that, but they have to get married within the first 90 days, and it has to be to that petitioner. So, for instance, you can't have a K-1 come over to the United States, decide, I don't actually want to get married, call it off, meet a new U.S. citizen, and get married in that 90 days and expect to adjust status. It doesn't work that way. They would have to go back and then consular process. So, fiancé visas, again, a lot of people commonly use them, and you'll hear the term K-1 thrown around to describe it. But there are also K-2s for the children or dependents on a K-1. K-3 is for people who are actually already married, for spouses, but the spouse is overseas. And a K-4 for the derivatives or children of the spouse of someone's already married. That's kind of the basic overview of a fiancé visa. If you found this video useful, or if you have any topics that you'd like to see me discuss, please leave a note in the comments so that I know I'll be happy to address them in the future. And of course, you can always follow me on Twitter, which is at EmmieLaw, WDE, which you should see in the bottom of your screen. And you can also go to my blog, which is found at spencerlarsh.wordpress.com/blog.